Hey guys, welcome to Gaslands TV, and today we're going to be doing some silicone duplicates, and we're going to go through the whole process of duplicating guns, and we're going to go into how it comes out. Hopefully it comes out well. This is the first time I'm doing it, so we'll see how it goes, and we're going to make it now. Let's jump into the making of the silicone. So first off, these things come in two parts, two bottles. You're gonna get part A and part B, and basically what you want to do is do an equal part mixture. So if you're gonna put, I don't know, 1 cup of the part A, you have to put 1 cup of the part B. Mix it up really well. Make sure to shake the bottles before doing your silicone base liquid. And for me, I'm going to just do a little small tiny sample for you to see how it's done. And what you're going to need is some measuring spoon, maybe a little container to mix both part A and part B in. And we're going to start with part A. These are really hard to open, almost child and adult proof. But once you get it open, make a little hole here in the aluminum. You don't have to open the whole thing. Just a little hole is going to be enough unless you want to do a lot. But what I'm going to do is 1 tablespoon for now of the part A into a smaller container here so that I'll be able to mix once it's in there. And again, this is a really small sample. If you want to take this scale and make it bigger, you can. Just put more tablespoons, but just remember, count how many you put of part A so that you can put the same amount of part B. So part A, I have here 2 tablespoons so far, and I think that's going to be enough for my little sample that I'm doing here. And we're going to do it in 2 tablespoons of part B into this small little container. I would usually cut here and fast forward, but I want to show you everything as I'm doing it, in case you're doing it at the same time as I am, or you just want to learn and see the entire process. So I'm not going to cut or fast forward anything here. This is my 2nd tablespoon of part B, and once you have that into your container, again, you might have had 5 of each spoon if you're thinking of making a bigger silicone mold, but I'm going to do a really small one that's going to just sample to see if it actually works. And I suggest you do the same thing. Do a small one first, like I'm doing now, and if you're happy with the results, then you could do a bigger one in a bigger cover. So I'm just going to fast forward this you don't need to see. It's just me mixing a lot. I just wanted to make sure that part A and part B are really well mixed together, and I suggest you do the same thing. So in a little cap like this is my little sample, and these are the 2 guns that I want to duplicate. So in a little medicine bottle cap or something like that, you could, anything that's small like this for a smaller sample, just put whatever you want to duplicate. In my case, it's 2 guns, and make sure that it doesn't go over the top of the lid that you're doing, because if it's a bigger part, then you're going to need a bigger lid. So make sure that once you put the liquid, part A and part B, that it covers fully all the way to the top the item you're trying to duplicate. So this could work even if you have like maybe a bigger bowl or something like that, if you're trying to duplicate something bigger, or if you want to duplicate an entire Hot Wheel, you might need something a little bit bigger than this little bottle cap I have here. But for now, we're just going to do the guns. And as you can see, the liquid moved the guns to the side. And don't worry about that, because it's still liquid, so you can actually move your stuff back, put it in the actual position that you want to position them in. Make sure that it's not, touching the edge of the bottle cap or anything like that, so that you have a full 360-degree version. Now that's gonna need to settle in and become hard. I don't know, I left it for 2 days. And after 2 days, it was really hard, so I figured, okay, let's get this out of the cap and see what we got here. So I'm going to use this hobby knife to cut around just in case it got really stuck to the bottle cap here. It shouldn't be that hard to get out. It's silicone, so it's kind of like, you know, rubbery and easy to move around. And I think once you could get into the side there with something sharp, it should come out pretty easily. It's not glue, it's not going to stick or anything like that. So now you see the guns here, and you have a really thin layer of silicone underneath the guns. And to get the guns out of there, maybe do a small incision, like a straight line incision. The less you can do here, the better. The less incisions you can do, the better you'll be able to duplicate. But just do like 1 or 2 lines, or like a small rectangle around the bottom of the item you're trying to duplicate, so that you can take the original piece out. And with guns it's not bad, because the bottom part's going to be glued to your Hot Wheel or your rig or whatever you're gluing it to. The bottom part is not super important when it comes to guns and stuff like this. So don't worry too much about ruining the bottom part of your silicone, but the less the better, just so that your duplicate comes out nice and clean. Again, I would usually cut here or something, but it looks pretty good. It looks like you know, it did a nice little mold here. And you can use different materials to do your duplicate, and I'm gonna do this with air dry clay from Crayola. Super cheap, and you get a lot of it. It's basically Play-Doh with no coloring, and it dries up kind of hard, I guess. It's not super solid, but what you want to do with this is just put it back into your bottle cap over here, and so just so that when you're pushing in the clay, it doesn't stretch out the mold, because it's all secured in the bottle cap there. So push it in like a lot, as much as you can. Make sure you really push in everything you can so that it gets to the end of it. It has to get inside all the crevices, so as much as you could put in there, put it, and then even clean out the bottom if you can, of whatever you can remove from the bottom, or make it as flat as possible. And we'll do another, let's say two more days of waiting for this to dry. It might work in 1, but I just left it for 2 in case. I'm in no rush, and we'll see how it comes out here. So I'm gonna pull out the silicone mold again, and the moment of truth. Let's see if we got a duplicate gun here with some clay. The clay is really fragile, so try to be careful with that, but I mean, that looks pretty good. It's not bad. I mean, if you're doing terrain or whatever, and you don't want to waste too much of your 3D printed guns, and you just want to use a few duplicated things from your silicone mold that you made here, you can make a bunch of these. If you have the time, you can make thousands of them. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can. Just clean out the bottom here with a hobby knife, and they come out looking pretty good. I mean, nothing to write home about, but those are duplicate guns, guys. So that was on a small scale, and once you try it for yourself on a small scale, go ahead and take a bigger bottle cap, or like a Nutella jar or something like that, But guys, if this video helped you out, showed you something cool and interesting, make sure to like and subscribe, and also go on the Etsy page. You can buy a bunch of 3D printed stuff from me and my partners. You're gonna support me, the artist that designed these. They all come in like these really cool containers to use on your terrain if you want. We got like flamethrowers, guns, rams, a bunch of stuff that you could duplicate as well now with this method. And check out our Facebook page. Also make sure to check out my build videos. I did a few terrains, and there's a few terrains coming up soon, which I think you're gonna enjoy. So subscribe to not miss that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.